The Zaire Wade situation has gone from bad to worse, but I'm optimistic that things could change in the very near future. Now, Zaire Wade, of course, is one of these guys who, coming out of high school, was not rated the highest. This dude honestly was ranked the 249th ranked player in the country. And you guys know he played in Florida, initially Sierra Canyon, and then went to a post-grad school, and then went straight to the G League. And things honestly are looking kind of rough for him in the G League. It's definitely a tough transition when you didn't go to college, you weren't the top ranked player, and then you try to go to the G League and get buckets and really play there. And I believe Zaire Wade knew that this was going to be rough, but his overall numbers are still looking pretty poor. But I think the one thing we have to focus on with him is development. Now, he's only averaging around 2 points per game, around 2 rebounds per game, an assist per game, and averaging 18 minutes per game, which 18 minutes is not bad. That's a decent amount of playing time for a guy such as himself who really came from not being ranked highly at all. Now, I can definitely understand that a lot of people thought he may come in and just be able to get buckets and play well because he's the son of an NBA player, and we all know he has a lot more eyes on him than the average G League player does. 2 million followers on Instagram. He's dropping NFTs, doing a whole lot of stuff outside of the basketball scene. But of course, when you don't go to college and you really haven't developed fully, you know it's going to be a difficult transition for him. And I think what we have to focus on, number one, is just looking at how he's improving overall. When you're practicing against guys in the G League every single day, going against and playing in actual games, getting PT, it may be rough, but you're playing against better players and you only have two options. You know what they say, get left or get right. And I think Zaire Wade is staying in the gym. We know and we've seen evidence that he has a pretty strong work ethic, and I think he's just continuing to get better. His numbers may not be the best right now, and we all know it's kind of looking rough for him, and a lot of people again will say nepotism because of his father is the only reason he even got on this team, because of course D Wade is a part owner of this team. But I gotta say, it really doesn't matter, because even though he's the part owner, Zaire Wade is already on the team and already in this position. Now, if I was him, I would say definitely, man, he should have went to college in my eyes, because I still think he needed that time for development. But as long as he could keep on this team, stay on this squad, develop there, I think he'll just be fine. It may be a little bit more unorthodox than the regular hooper that goes to high school, goes to college, does well in college, and then gets drafted, or maybe even signed to a team, or maybe something like overseas, and then works his way to the NBA. But Zaire Wade's path to the NBA is definitely a lot different, but I still do think he can be successful in his own way. Now, we know D Wade even took a long time to develop and was somewhat of a late bloomer, but of course I think it's the same with Zaire Wade. He's somewhat of a late bloomer in my eyes, and I think he's just going to continue to focus and needs to focus on development. We love to see guys be able to go out there, score 20-30 points, but at the end of the day, the number one thing coaches want to see from hoopers is that they want to help the team win, and they'll do whatever it takes. And you guys know there are certain things that don't show up on the stat sheet, so I want to give Zaire Wade the benefit of the doubt, but I also have to be realistic and take a look at what he's producing right now. Now, are there any other players that could stay on a G League team producing these types of numbers? Man, I don't think so. It always makes me think back to how hard somebody like LiAngelo Ball worked to get in the NBA and is still doing pretty well in the G League, but just is not getting that type of looks, is really not getting that type of shine. He's doing his thing on the court, but his path was so much more difficult and was definitely a different journey than someone like Z Wade. I'm definitely not here to discredit him, but we have to state facts. You know, if he was not the son of an NBA player, we would not be talking about this dude in the G League whatsoever. And I really think even though he didn't have the best college offers, those offers, of course, his last name definitely attracts attention, but I think it could have just been a stepping stone to the NBA for him to really make a debut and really have the clout and people looking at him, carry that popularity and just make it and go all the way. You got to use what you have, and his last name is definitely benefiting him, but it's not to take away from his actual game. Now, clicking the video on the screen would help my channel a ton, and this is LNH bringing you the best basketball content on YouTube. Let me know what you think about Zaire Wade, and I'm out.